Yo, what's going on, fam? Elijah here from the Grindtribe, founder of the #1 fitness and health optimization platform for Black and brown men and entrepreneurs. And really, I'm just here to have some deep level contextual conversations from one high level thinker to another. And so today I was meditating and it just dawned on me like, yo, you know what? I think I need to share this. And so what I want to talk about today is our roles as men. And I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a conversation to have with me here. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be one of those videos where I'm like, yo, this is you and you need to be doing this and you're a fucking this and that. We're not even like going that whole route. I'm not about that route, but I really want to talk about our roles as men and understanding what we do and how we move and operate in a day-to-day life, how that allows us to potentially fill our roles as men. And so you guys have heard me for a while talking about alignment, talking about health, talking about mindset. And so I want to talk about how we take that from a macro and put it into a micro, right? And we put it into this level of attention and progression, and so this goal-oriented mindset. But let's pull it back for a second, right? So I'm watching Dave Shan's podcast the other day on YouTube, and he's got this guy named Marquel Russell on there. Marquel's a great dude, and they were talking about making money, and they were talking about when you shift from, you know, a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, and you actually start to make a little bit of money. What happens is you have to leave all the people behind that are out there talking about making money makes you bad and making money makes you this and that and greedy and selfish. And then he kind of just started talking about really how there's levels to this shit. And he started talking about how he specifically works with I think it's a nonprofit. I don't want to really put too much out there because I don't know the exact details, but he started talking about pretty much like, yo, listen, after a while, making money isn't even about you anymore. It's about who you want to impact. And so the way that you approach your day to day is not about how much money I can make, it's about how much impact I can make. And it really dawned on me, and it kind of locked in this whole idea of thinking around understanding that the things that we do are beyond us. They're more than just about us, especially when it comes to making money. And I really wanted to bring this context into the conversation about our roles as men, right? Especially our roles as Black men. Because I personally feel like our roles as men, and this is gonna be universal, whether you're watching this right now, you're single, young, old, got a family, run a business, it doesn't matter. I want you guys to just take this into context. And again, you can feel free to disagree with me at any point, but I personally feel that my role, especially as a Black man, is to lead, right? It's to build and it's to lead. What does that mean? Well, if you're watching this right now, you're a Black man, especially if you're a Black entrepreneurial minded man, or any man that's entrepreneurial minded, you're on the cusp of, on a day-to-day basis, looking at how the things that I do inside my work, how is that going to lead to me being able to create more for my family, for the people that matter most to me, right? And I think that at the core, when we look at our roles, especially where we are right now and the level of information that we have access to and how we can really make an impact on the people that we love, not only from a financial perspective, but from a harmony perspective, I really do think that it is our role to lead our families. It is our role to build things and facilitate things. Everybody talks about generational wealth, right? But what a lot of people don't talk about is having life insurance and having a business, having real estate, and making money, right? And building money machines are just a part of just one small little part of the system around building generational wealth. The other aspect of it is making sure that you pass down information to your family, making sure that you pass down systems and operations of your family, making sure your family can operate like a business. So one aspect is building the wealth. The other aspect is making sure that you can lead your family to understand how to facilitate that wealth. And this is why I always go into the conversation around capacity. Because I think we all know at the macro, like, yo, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing in the day-to-day, I'm building. And you might be in a different stage right now if you're watching this. But I think at the core, with that understanding that, yo, we gotta lead, we gotta build, we also have to understand what that looks like on a micro, right? And the reasons why I say this is because when we look at our day-to-day, not only what we're doing, right? Yo, I'm here right now, and the goal is to be here. And as a result of that, here are the people who are gonna be impacted. Here's what I'm gonna be able to do, right? My family, my children, right? But I think at the micro on a day-to-day basis, I talk about alignment and capacity so much because at the end of the day, bro, when you're fulfilling your role as a leader and a builder, for the people that matter most to you, for your kingdom, right? When I address another man as king, I assume that you out here building your kingdom. I don't just address you as king because you a man. I address you as king because you are a man that leads. You are a man that builds, right? When you out here building your kingdom, bro, if you have things that are coming from the internal, that's creating a slowdown, that's creating blockages in your external, that's totally, completely your responsibility. What do I mean? If you got things like your health, right? Your insecurities, your mental health, your traumas, if you got things that are happening as a result of a lifestyle that you live or a result of things that has happened to you and you're not making amends with those things and they're getting in the way of you getting to that bag, then what you don't understand is that while most guys take into this consideration, I'm gonna put myself to the back because I got work, I got building, I got business, I got kids, whatever, right? I'm gonna put all that shit to the back end until I get to that milestone of being wealthy, of being rich. While most guys, while most guys have that milestone mindset, what I want to put into context here is it don't matter where you're at in your building process. It is your responsibility to mend those internal things and get those joints correct so that way they don't start interfering with what you externally trying to build and manifest, right? I remember when I was running my startup and I had I was very passionate, I say that, right? But I was also very conscious. And I remember literally when it came to raising money, the reason why I struggled to raise money for my startup was because of a couple of reasons. But number one is and reasons that were mine, right? There were the smaller reasons that I can look and point the finger on, like, hey, I was black, and hey, all this. But at the end of the day, it's lack of speed, lack of skill sets, lack of proven market opportunity, right? But at the time, I wasn't able to see that. At the time, all of my baggage that came from constantly having to try to get myself out of this boxed in position as the only black guy in a room, the only black guy in AP classes in high school, whatever. The box that came with that kind of shit, that mindset started coming into my business. And now all of a sudden, like, when I'm looking to raise money, every day I come home, I'm like, man, if I was white, this wouldn't be happening, right? And to a degree, I'm not gonna cap, that's true. But it's that's not, I can't lean that truth all the way. I can't have that be, I can't point the full finger at that, right? And so that was a result of allowing my own baggage to interfere with getting that bag. A lot of you guys out here building a business online. It takes a lot of capacity. You got to put out content, marketing, sales, right? But you only want to put out content when you feel like it, right? When your energy is low. A lot of you guys are out here doing real estate, which means you got to deal with a lot of people, right? You got to deal with a lot of different energies. You got to really be able to have a high level of discernment on who's valid, who's not, because those transactions are either going to yield you a profit or a loss. But yet, you out here just making a deal with somebody because you've moving from a place of scarcity. Because when you're young, because there's in a different phase of your life, you ain't have shit, right? Or you out here looking at every deal that goes wrong and saying, this is why I can't fuck with niggas. Bringing that toxic mindset and the inability to see how you just potentially made a wrong decision around a person's judgment into your business. I'm talking about micro, I'm talking about high level shit here, because we all deal with it. We all deal with the reason why we didn't close that sale or get that partnership, or why this went wrong with that person, right? Or why this transaction, or why we had to leave that space, or why we ain't do this, or why this ain't get done. Everything is about capacity, man. And I'm not saying you're gonna just snap your fingers and be the perfect man, but at the end of the day, when we really look deep into the things that we do on a day-to-day basis, we gotta ask ourselves, man, damn, is this lack of health, or this lack of confidence, or this lack of discernment, or this lack of perspective, this lack of information, this mental health, this X, Y, this X, this Y, this Z, is it coming from a space where I can actually be doing the work to make amends with that? Because when you tie it all together, bro, We could all sit here and advocate for building generational wealth and being leaders and being men who lead, men who are about shit. We can all advocate it, but until we take that level of responsibility in the things that we're doing, right? So that way our own baggage or bad habits or bad lifestyles don't get in the way of it. What we're doing is we're putting our goals, our purpose, who we need to lead, what we need to build, we're putting that at the mercy of the external world because we're not taking a level of internal action we need to be able to make that change. And so that's the conversation I want to have with y'all, fellas. Continue to find that alignment mentally, physically, spiritually, right? And understand what's going on with yourself. Understand what's going on with your mental health. Because if you decide to ignore that shit and it comes in the way of a big opportunity, right? It comes in the way of your relationship. It comes in the way of anything that you're trying to build and lead, which is our roles as men. Then again, bro, that's on you, man. That's on you, bro. Let's tap in, man. Let's continue this level of self-awareness, bro. I appreciate you guys for tapping in and listening here. Drop a comment. Let me know if you found some value in the context of the conversation. Like, subscribe, share this. But yo, listen, we're gonna be tapping in, man. Peace.